One of the most memorable things about our trip to Vietnam has to be all of the coffee that we drank. We saw that there were so many coffee shops on every corner. We tried a lot of different coffee shops, like the little street cafes, the chain coffee shops, the really nice and modern coffee shops, and we even tried using drip bags at home to make coffee as well. These are some of the different ways that you can order coffee. I'm not going to try to pronounce some of the names because I probably will butcher it. You should know them if you're coming to Vietnam and you plan to order coffee, because these are the most common ways to order. It's important to note that if you don't want sweetener in your coffee, to ask for that if you can, because sometimes if you order an iced black coffee, it'll come sweetened. There's a huge coffee culture here in Saigon, so anywhere you go you'll see people sitting down, talking, relaxing, and they have their chairs faced to the street so that they can see other people walking by. One thing we didn't really see were people with to-go coffee cups just walking around. I think number one, because it's so hot in Vietnam that most people drank iced coffee. And then number two, I think most people just preferred to drink it wherever they were and used it as a way to relax and talk with their friends. We also learned that Vietnam is the second largest exporter of coffee, so that explains why there's a huge coffee culture there. Coffee is brewed in a different way. They use what's called a fin. The fin has a lid, a filter chamber where you add the coarse coffee, and then a cup on the bottom to catch the dripping coffee. So what you do is you just add boiling water inside of the filter chamber and wait for the coffee to drip down into your cup. So that's why it's very strong. I think this is mine. This is a condensed milk coffee. Okay. It's very strong. One thing I didn't expect to like when we were in Vietnam was the coconut coffee. I didn't really like coconut prior to coming on this trip to Southeast Asia, but I think it's because I had tried things that had artificial flavoring, and now that I came here and I tried coconut water straight from the coconut, I tried water coconut fruit, I also tried the coconut cream in the coffee. It's so good to me. So that was one thing that we ordered multiple times and it was delicious every time.
Try it.
Last time we had a coconut coffee, it was very delicious. So I have a feeling this one's gonna be really good too. It is. It tastes like the coconut and like, I think it's like cold or something, and it's kind of like frozen, like a little like frozen. It's like frozen ice, but it's like coconut that's frozen. So it keeps your coffee cold. I don't know if I explained that right. Some places just add coconut milk to the coffee to make it kind of like a milk coffee, and then other places add frozen coconut cream to the coffee. So it's kind of like a blended iced drink, except they don't necessarily blend the coconut into the rest of your coffee, so you get to blend it and eat as much of either the coconut cream or the coffee as you want. The last thing we tried was the egg coffee. So the egg coffee comes with egg yolks, condensed milk, and the coffee, and it's very creamy. The one I tried was very eggy. So if you're not a big fan of eggs, I wouldn't suggest you get the egg coffee, but it's something that everybody should try if they're in Vietnam for sure. We spent as little as cents for coffee and as much as like $5 for it. So how much you want to spend really depends on your preferences. But the one thing to know is that there is definitely a lot of options for coffee in Vietnam.